called hereditary spastic paraplegia. That's why I want you guys read the word there, because the word is difficult. Hereditary spastic paraplegia or paraparesia. In a mais subtype SPG4. So my symptoms start in my childhood. Like I walked by my toes. Sometimes run by my toes. I felt a lot. I tripped a lot. I did not use a cane when I was a child. So then my parents like I went to the doctor. My parents went with me to the doctor. All kind of doctors. Nobody see anything. They did not know what I had. So, but this is common because what I have is a rare disease. In rare disease, it's like many doctors have never heard about some diseases. There are more than 80,000, actually 80,000 diseases that is the rare disease. That sometimes the patient treats to the doctor. So it's what I know sometimes. Yeah. I need to explain what I have. Yeah. So in my childhood, I drank a lot. I felt a lot, but sometimes it's not noticeable because sometimes I was a little better when I was a child. Sometimes I was worse. The same thing still today. Sometimes I am walking better. Sometimes when I'm tired, I'm walking worse because it's a neurological disease. Sometimes can change the way that I walk too. So, and I was bullied at school for walking different than other children. But my friends from my neighbor, like, they never did any bullying, they never asked me anything. They already used it with me. So at home, in my street, I play as any other child. But in school, I was hidden. So it was like I had two personalities. One in the school that I was all shy, hidden myself, and another that was playing, running the street like in another child. Yeah, so in the school, the teachers thought that I was autistic because I was trying to hide myself just to don't be bullied. So I was in my ball here, like, so yeah. So it was like that I had two personalities. And when I was 16, I accepted Jesus Christ and started attending the Baptist church. So my parents, they were not Christian. So I was the first one in my house to go to the church, and then every Sunday or every Wednesday there was the prayer to say, "What's your prayer request?" And I said for my parents' salvation every Sunday, every Wednesday. So but then finally they accepted Jesus Christ. But after a while in the church, I became a teacher and director of the children's ministry in the church, like I was a Sunday school teacher. And when my first experience teaching was teaching Bible school to the children. So I realized, okay, I really want to teach. That's why I talk about the church here, because when I decided to, that I really realized that I like to teach, was teaching the children. But I want to teach more about science. So yeah. I know I really liked math and science in high school, so I decided to study chemistry with emphasis in education. So in 2002, I was approved to an undergraduate degree. So in Brazil, the public school is really public, like do not pay anything. So I never paid for any like college degree, master's degree. Actually, was the opposite. I was receiving to study. So in 2000, so in 2002, I was approved to I started my undergraduate degree in chemistry with emphasis in education. And so between 2002 to 2008, I was TA, grader, lab assistant. I did teach in high school. I did finish my first degree that was chemistry in education. And then I did my second degree that was in chemistry in the industry. Because in Brazil, it's two different courses, one in education, another in industry. So I have both degrees, like 2 degrees. And also I passed in the test that it was to make an postgraduate course I don't know if you have it here, like after the bachelor degree, in Brazil have one between master degree. Do we have this? That's like, it's a postgraduate course. It's not master degree yet. So I had this course that was environmental field. It was, was competing with 2,000 people in all Brazil, only for 20 spots, and I passed.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and this one was, I was paid to study for only attend the class on the weekends, every another weekend. So it was the easiest job that I had, just to attend, like I attended on Fridays and Saturdays, every another weekend, yeah. So, and I was paid to do that, to study, to research. So this also because I was changing my field, not changing. My field was between chemistry and environmental field because this course that I competed for Brazil was in environmental field. So I was thinking that I wanted to do a master degree in chemistry, environmental chemistry. So, and I passed, okay, so let's see. So, and between 2002, 2008, I did all these courses, and I did study 2 semesters in English and 1 in Spanish. So in 2008, a friend recommended me to create a profile in our website for Brazilians and Americans to talk, for practicing English. And it was a man called Rackov said hi. So we started chatting, and then we visited Brazil for the first time, a few months later chatting. And then visiting Brazil many times before I finally came here. So he's actually like, was more than 5 years. He says that he was like, feeling that he was like Jacob waiting for Rachel. But mostly it was because in Brazil I had everything for free and actually was being paid to study. So that's why I was finishing all my degree there before coming here, yeah. So now, returning to HSP, to my disease, my symptoms were still very mild, and I still did not know what I had. So he was already about 25. I still did not know what I had. So then a doctor said that I was pretending to walk this way to call attention from my parents because every test everything was normal. The doctor said that I was pretending to call attention. Wow. So the incorrect, so the diagnosis was from psychological issues to cerebral palsy. A doctor said that I had cerebral palsy, but was so the beginning that we did not see in the brain MRI, is what he saw. But if it was cerebral palsy, I was not going to get worse. So my aunt and my grandmother also had difficulty walking, but at that time I did not realize that it was the same thing. Like my grandmother, she died thinking that she had the rheumatism. And so after all the doctors did not know what I had, one said that I was pretending. I got upset with the doctors and I gave up to find what I had. So until an uncle that lived in a different state in Brazil, he called me say, Celyna, he was starting having what I had. So he started with 48. So then he called me, and he also was happy because it's a dominant disease, so it's past generations. So, and then he said for me to try again, to research for a new neurologist, and finally, in 2009, I met a physician who recognized me the symptoms and made the correct diagnosis that I have hereditary spastic paraplegia. It's a neurological disease that causes me stiffness. This is why spastic means stiffness, and paraplegia means weakness. In my case, I have more stiffness than weakness. I have friends that have the opposite. The friends that have more weakness, they are already in a wheelchair. Because like the stiffness is bad, but it was still keeping me stand up. Yeah. So this is why sometimes I go with this Southwest for the medical procedures, actually to have Botox injection in my legs to help it relaxing. So sometimes when I go to the Southwest for for the Botox injection in my legs to relax the muscle. It's like here, they relax the muscles here, but in my legs, it's for medical. So, yeah. So, this disease can start in any age, but I was the only one in my family that started in childhood. So, seeing the term neurodegenerative disease, this was hard to hear. I knew that my symptoms were getting worse, but I could not initially embrace the reality. So in 2009, when I really finally knew what I had, at the same time, still 2009, that was finally diagnosed what I had. I got a notification that I was approved to a master's degree in chemical engineering with exchange fellowship at the University of University of São Paulo. So I put it the São Paulo in Natal, they are 50 hours away from car and 3 hours bus. 3 hours flight. That's why I put the map there, because it was very far away from my parents live in Natal, the top, and São Paulo was very in the bottom there. So in University of São Paulo is it's like the Harvard from Brazil, the University of São Paulo. Oh, okay. And I was being paid to study there. So for me it was very exciting, right? Like, oh my gosh, I was so happy to tell my parents. But when I arrived at home, my parents did not want it because they saw me as a person with disability. And the first time I want to be by myself in São Paulo, there was not easy for them. But I was already 26, right? So I was already adult. So
I'm going.
Yeah. So. But anyway, at the same time, I knew I had a neurological disease, degenerative disease, and I was approved to go to the University of São Paulo. I was heard like two things. Go to São Paulo and either give up your dream, stay at home because you are disabled. So, but yeah, I had two options: not going to move to São Paulo and be by myself, giving up all my dreams, and stay at home to focus only in PT, only medical appointments, or going to São Paulo. I want to know what I choose. Yeah. So I choose not to give up, but I knew I would have to manage my time between master's degree and PT. So at the University of São Paulo, I was able to manage everything without leaving the campus. So I had water workout there, yoga, PT, everything that was still for free, the university in the campus. So, and during my master's degree, I was invited to do a doctoral degree in chemical engineering at the University of São Paulo, but my supervisor suggested me to do exchange fellowship in Canada. So I should do a fellowship in Canada. But I was brave enough to go to São Paulo by myself, but I was not brave enough to be by myself in Canada. I decided, okay, I know Randy is in Texas, so I'm brave to go to Texas. So, but I had to find a professor that was doing the same research that I was doing, that was environmental chemistry, to treat water or soil. And I found was a professor in the University of Texas at Arlington that accepted me to do a PhD fellowship there. And I stayed, the first time leaving the United States was between 2013 to 2014 for my doctoral degree fellowship at UT Arlington. And then we married. After 2 months living here, then we married. October 10th, by the way, 11 years on Thursday. Yeah, so Randy got married in 2013, but I was a visitor scholar. So even though I was married, I could not stay directly here. I could not just apply for the green card. I had to still follow all the steps because I still need to finish my PhD in Brazil, right? Because when I was in UT Arlington, I was just at exchange fellowship. Right. My diploma is from Brazil. I had to go back to Brazil. So, let go, Jacob again waiting. So I still had to return for a time, and I also had to finish my PhD. And when I finished, then we finally applied. When I was in Brazil, I was applied for the green card. But actually, I had to go back to Brazil was because the Brazil paid me to be in UT Arlington. And because they paid me to be here, I had to return to Brazil to teach what I learned here.
Yeah.
So so I completely understand this and what happened. So while I was waiting for my green card, I was working in Brazil, was doing my postdoctoral fellowship. And in Brazil, I was teaching, like advising students, supervising students, teaching what I learned here in UT Arlington so 2016, my green card finally arrived. So arrived like in a Monday, and he already bought the tickets in the same day. Basically, like 1 week later, already traveled, coming to the United States. So 2016, May 2016, I entered the United States as a permanent resident in May 2016. And the first time, like all my diplomas, they are from Brazil. So I had it first, before applying for a job, I had to request for the equivalence.
Yeah.
So I did request all the equivalence, everything was approved, was like equivalent. So so I have, still the same, I have 2 degrees, 2 bachelor's degrees, 1 in the education or the industry, and 1 master's degree, and 1 doctorate degree. It was everything the same. The United States and in Brazil, my diplomas. And, okay, so I started applying to different jobs, was like in May 2016, and then got all the process approved. Then, but was in May 2016, was already going to file, was hard to find out a position available, like to start. I was already getting, like it was my first time that I was not doing anything for more than like 2 months. Because I always was working or studying. I was starting to get like anxious. But then in September 2016, my sister-in-law that lived in North Dakota, like the Grant's family, his brothers and his wife, all the children, they live in North Dakota. So in September 2016, my sister-in-law called me because a chemistry professor in North Dakota University, like Dixon State University, he got an accident in the lab. And it was hard to call because it was just to finish the semester, just 2 months to finish the semester. Who's gonna move to North Dakota just to work there for 2 months? Well, my first experience teaching in the States was in North Dakota. It was like from October to December in the winter. Well, my first teaching experience and the first very cool experience.
Different from São Paulo.
So then, when I was in North Dakota there, I got a notification from Dallas College that I was calling for an interview. So then after finishing the 2 months in North Dakota, I started work in Dallas College at the former Dallas County Community College. In Dallas. So I worked there from 2017 to 2021, Dallas College, and then I also worked 6 months in Collin College. So from 2017 to 2022, I was working in community college. In that, like I was all the time I was applying in Dallas area because where we lived, worked in Dallas area. But then 2021, Rain accepted a position that he would work from home, but sometimes he had to travel. And he did accept the position mostly because he was thanking me, like so I could apply anywhere, not only in Dallas area. I could apply in different places for your college. Because I was working at your college, but still I was like he was encouraged me to apply to 4-year college. So in the end, Then in 2021, I started applying for four-year college. So I applied I applied for Tarleton, and the position was a temporary professor position in Tarleton State University. So I applied. And I told Randy that I had applied for the temporary position, 2 years job position. Randy said, we're not going to move it to such for 2 years only. And I said, okay, but Randy still taxed, but he said it's still gonna be expensive to move it from like that colony to Timberview to be very expensive. Because it was a temporary position that was open and I applied. Then after that, this conversation, I received an email from Tarleton to say the application was canceled. There is no temporary position anymore. I said, okay, it's because it's not God's will. But then the new email arrived saying that my application was moved to a permanent position. Yes, God, because really God wants me to be here. God wants to be here. Yeah. So, and then I follow all the steps, all the process, videos, teaching. And then I got calls, emails for all the process. And on May 11, actually Ray's birthday, they had called me saying that they invited me to accept the position. It was in May 11, 2022. So we moved to Stephenville in July 2017. And I live with Randy, my husband, Ian, stepson, my heart son, his biological son. He's an Army soldier in Texas. And he visits us like every weekend in our dog. So I started working in Tarleton fall 2022. So, and the lab instructors meeting were on Mondays, right? And first Monday, I think it was September or October, actually 2 years ago, him invited me for the meeting. For my first time, it was about 2 years ago in October 2022. Yeah. So currently, I walk with the help of a cane and a braces. I only started to use the cane in 2017 because I started it's more for my balance. And I do PT, equine therapy, from Tarleton, Pilates, working out, fitness place, and music therapy because I need also relaxing my brain.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's neurological disease. And I also balancing my therapy time with work, family commitments, church, serving as vice president of the Association of HSP in Brazil. You create the association in Brazil because we're very rare. So we don't know anyone usually that has. We wanted to exchange experience. So we create an organization in Brazil for one help each other. In the United States, also have another foundation called Spastic Paraplegia Foundation, SPF. That I am ambassador in Texas for this foundation in Texas. That we raise funds to find a cure for this disease here. The cooks that I brought on Friday, I was a friend that she was baking cookies to donate for the research for our disease. She also has HSP. And I balance my time serving as volunteer in the SP Association Brazil, in the church. I'm a Sunday school teacher again here. And here as corresponding secretary for Delta Kappa Gamma, and it's an honor to be volunteered and to work in teams with all these organizations. And the last thing here, I did not talk to Kim, but last June I had a conference that I attended here, 2024, Spastic Paraplegia conference that was in June. Kim, she was I had an exam on Thursday, but I had to travel Thursday because I forgot that Wednesday should not have class on Wednesday. So Kim covered for me on Thursday, so could travel to Florida for a conference. And I think the conference I was able to be part of this research, Dr. Fink. worldly expanding HSP. And I'm part of his research now in the conference there. So thank you for going there, and also I was able to be able to be part of the research of this Dr. Fink. All right. Yeah. So thank you for everything that I'm learning with you all too. And yeah.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Glad you met Randy.
Well, I just have to say that I sure am glad that with all of this traveling and trying different places, that you ended up here. I mean, what a gift for us